Well, hello there. Welcome back to the BJ Show. In today's video, we're going to be talking about music, all the different ways and varieties it involves in your daily life, and sometimes you don't even realize it. But first, remember, here at the BJ Show, it's my opinion what goes on. What you hear or see in the BJ Show is my opinion. So if you get upset by it, sounds like a personal problem. All right, now let's dive in. Music. All the different things that it does in life. You might not even realize the music, like in a movie. If you're watching a horror movie, it's not really the scariness of the story or the line that's been written or the actors or actresses that portray the character. It's the music in the background that builds it up. Like, oh my God, now you got scared. Or a thriller movie, like you're on the edge of your seat, you're like hanging on, oh my God. That's music that helps build that up. Not the somebody just acting it out. I mean, if you didn't have music in the background for pretty much every movie, it'd be kind of boring, don't you think? Yeah, so we need music in life. Now, it doesn't matter whether you're making it yourself or listening to it. Music matters, right? Now, brings me to my question for you people out there. Are you a variety person? You know, do you like just one style, or you like anything and everything? Hey, look, I like it from the classical to the K-pop or death metal or baby metal or in between. Me, I like a variety. I got one style, and I think we all have one style that we like. You know, like, hey, I got my little bit that I like, but we all can do a variation of a variety of, hey, I like that one song of this or that one song of that. So the question to you is, are you the one style, or are you the total variety person? Me, I like a variety. I believe I can listen to one song of any style, way, shape, or form of music out there. Maybe just the one song, because there's a lot I can't take. I know people that they have their little, hey, I like these certain types, but they can listen to any song and every song and still have a smile on their face, no matter how bad the song may be. I, unfortunately, am not to that degree. But if you're one of those, more power to you. I think that's awesome. Now, speaking of variety, or which, you know, hey, I'm into one thing or not, so answer that question first. Are you variety, or are you one style? Are you the, hey, I like two styles, country and western? We don't know. Answer that for yourself. Being that into that, what is one style that you could listen to no matter what? Like if you had to, I hate to sit there and say you can only listen to this one style the rest of your life. We'll just be that direct with it. Is there one style that you can do? Are you the type, look, if it ain't total variety, I can't do it. This is not going to happen. Me, I'll give you my style, and I'm not going to narrow it down. Well, how am I going to put this? I'm not going to blow it out to say, hey, it's got to be this one particular thing, because there's so many different variations inside of each genre or style of music out there. You know, there's no such thing as just rock anymore. There's rock and roll, the 50s. There's the 60s rock. There's the 70s psychedelic or glam rock. There's the 80s hair metal. There's the heavy metal. There's, you know, you got country, you got western. You know, there's so many different variations in there. So we'll keep it simple. I'm more of if there's one style genre that I can listen to no matter what, would be hair metal. When I say hair metal, for you kids out there that don't know what hair metal is, basically from 1981 to 1993-ish, anything from Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses, Whitesnake, Rat, Warrant, Skid Row, Cinderella, Slaughter, all those type. Now, my number one band of all that is Poison. Nothing better than Poison. Once again, that's me. That's what I like. I can be happy with that and never listen to another style. Wouldn't bother me a bit. Now, do I like other styles? Yes. I like anything from old school hip hop, rap, and, you know, a few country songs here and there. maybe some disco songs. You can't go wrong with Bee Gees, by no means. But to sit there and say I want to listen to one style, that's what it would be. What would your one style be? If you had one, you're like, hey, this is it. This is my style. Is it, hey, if you're a younger generation, hey, if it's not K-pop, I'm not listening to it. That's the only one I could stay and listen to the rest of my life. Great. My thing. So what does that do for you? Now, let's lead into the next question I have for you people. Do you play any instruments? If you do, what kind do you play? If you don't, what kind have you always wanted to play? What I'll say to the fact on that is, if you have always wanted to play something, don't stop. Shoot for it. You'll go out, pick up that instrument, whatever it may be. If we're talking 25, 30, 40 years ago, yeah, it was a little tougher to sit there and say, hey, I've always wanted to learn to play the guitar or the piano or violin or whatever it may be. And then, you had to go to the music store or go buy a book and halfway learn or pay for lessons. I don't have time, or I don't have the money to pay for lessons. Great. In today's world, no excuses. YouTube is huge out there, and all the other type of video places you can go to listen, to be able to learn, to be able to learn how to play that instrument. So a couple $100 and you can be in business depending upon the instrument that you might want to play. So don't let that hold you back. Excuse-itis is a horrible, nasty disease. We all have it at some point in our life. But don't let that hold you back. Move on. Grab it. Get out there and take that instrument. Hey, I want to be able to be the best guitarist in the world. Do that. Now, back to the people that, if you do play instruments, are you the type that you put any instrument in front of me, by God, I can play that thing like there's no tomorrow? I think that's awesome. I think you're massively talented if you can. But if you're not, if you do play one or the other, what is that you play? And are you an instrumentalist, or can you play the instrument? What I mean by that is, I play guitar, but I'm not a guitar player. I can play guitar to get what I need done for my enjoyment. No different than I can sing, but I'm not a singer. I play and sing because I enjoy it. But are you the guitar player, or you play guitar? Or are you the pianist, or do you play the piano? For those of you who don't know what I mean, then you've already answered the question. You best can play the instrument. You're not the instrumentalist. Anyway, so dive into that, think about that, and what music does for you. Back to the beginning part is, if you do play the instrument, or you do sing, or anything in that nature, that's wonderful, that's great. You'd be amazed. Tell me that you don't at least sing in the car, or sing in the shower, something in that nature. You might not like to sing in front of everybody because I don't know what they're like. You know what? If you can't sing, great. Or if you can't play the instrument, wonderful. Either, I'm not saying stop doing it, but if you're that person that, look, I'm the best singer in the world, and you really aren't, then you might want to, brush up on it to get better at it, so you can become the best singer in the world. But not everybody can take the constructive criticism. A lot of people are super sensitive in today's society. And if you say one wrong word, oh my goodness. If you can't take somebody telling you that you suck, then you're not going to make it if you're trying to get into the music industry or whatever. I'm not saying you are, if you do. But if you don't, just for your variety people that, look, man, I want to be able to pick up that instrument, play it around a campfire. Dude, don't stop. If I want to become a better singer, get a group together and go around and sing for a charity event, do it, right? To say you're going to be the next cash cow or some pop star or something, hey, if that's your goal and your dream in life, knock your socks off. Anyway, moving on. Let's roll into, everybody has that one song and that imprints in their brain, I think. And I don't mean the your wedding song, or hey, I picked this particular song to be played at my mama's funeral or whatever, that's going to be imprinted in your head for a while. I don't mean that. I'm talking about ones that you didn't have no choice on, it just kind of sticks in your brain. What one song out there, just pick one because I'm sure we all have plenty, sticks in your brain every time you hear it on the radio or wherever, it just boom, like that, takes you back to a memory, whether it's a childhood memory or whatever it may be. For me, I'm not a big fan of this group, but I do like them. I can't tell you that I don't think I don't think I own a CD or tape, getting way back there, or anything of them from this group. But doesn't make them a bad group. It's the group called U2. They had a hit song back in the 80s called With or Without You. Now, whether you're a fan of the song or not, but back when the song came out, pretty much every major radio station was playing it at least every hour, almost. So it was constantly on the radio. Now, that's not the reason why it imprints in my brain. I don't know why it really imprints in my brain, but every time I hear it, it takes me back to I was standing on the back porch on a hot summer day. We had the boom box on top of the porch railing, blaring the radio. It was, if I remember correctly, it was Power 99. Anyway, it was playing this song, and I was watching my dad and my older brothers play volleyball in the backyard. It's always like, so every time I hear that song, boom, takes me back to that day of them playing volleyball in the yard, boombox on the top of the railing, and that song being played With or Without You. I didn't choose it, it's always there. So what's the one song for you, pick one, that you is imprinted in your brain that you go back to every single time? It's like, boom, as soon as I hear this, man, you're right there. And for me, that's where that one was. Now, moving on to other things in the music world, I know we kind of touched into this, the particular style, like, hey, if there's one style that you like or whatever, but we'll go into, I guess, let's change that. For me, variety, because like I said, a variety. For me, 80s and 90s was probably the best overall mix of variety. Had the best mix and mash of all the different styles just kind of put together, and it was almost like no rules existed. Now, I mean, that's been going on for years and years of music. Just basically started back in the 50s, I guess, when country and blues kind of got together and rock and roll was born. And it's just kind of went on from there. So nowadays, anything goes, you mix and match anything with all of it. But for me, 80s and 90s was probably the best variety overall. Obviously, 80s rules all the way. You don't get no better than the 80s, the decade itself. So, with the next thing I'm going to say, I'm going to say one of your favorite bands. It doesn't have to be your all-time favorite. And you can simplify it by saying, this is my all-time favorite band of any type, style, genre, whatever. Or you could just narrow it down. I mean, you can break it down and say, hey, look, this is my favorite band from country, this is my favorite band from pop, this is my favorite band from rock. Whatever you want to do. I'll keep it simple for you. For me, number one band for me is Poison. I said that earlier for the my style of music that I like. For me, that works for me. I think Poison's probably the best. I'm disappointed in that they haven't done more recently in the past 20 years, but still, for me, Poison's all the way. But there's so many bands you can sit there and pick from different styles, but I'm going to go just overall general, no matter what on that. Now, second thing on that is solo artist. Where are you at? What's your all-time, hey man, this is my favorite solo artist? And I'd say on me, I'd have to say three. I'd say Bob Seger, Rob Zombie, and Weird Al. overall, just solo artist, great all around. Pretty much everything. Not everything they do, obviously, is great, but for the most part, I like over 90% of everything that they put out or have put out. For solo artists. But what is your favorite solo artist? Are you like, hey man, Mark Anthony's my man, or Shakira, she's the other one, or maybe Sting is your thing. I don't know. Whatever hits your fancy. Anyway, I believe that is about it for this video today. Remember, folks, this is the BJ Show, okay? I'm your host, BJ. And I'm going to say in closing here, remember, kids, 80s was the best. Heavy metal and hair metal rules. All right. We will see you next time.